everybody. Yes, Amber, remember I said I was gonna do a podcast. Yeah, thank you though, you're so helpful. Yeah, you're gonna lay there? Okay, good girl. Hello everybody and welcome to Crochet, a Canadian Crochet Podcast. I'm your hostess, Claudia. Let's get at her. This is gonna be a little bit different than I usually do, so I'm gonna show you what I'm currently working on, a procurement, which is like very short compared to last time, and then we're gonna get into it. So what I am working on is I am making a granny stripe cardigan for Christmas. It is this done. I am making this using the Loops and Threads Luxe Merino, which is 50-50, 60-40, something. It's acrylic and merino blend. It's very lovely. The colors are, this is rhubarb, this is white, and this is avocado. I've used this yarn a couple of times before and I really, really like it. So yes, that's how it's going. It's got a slight crossover in the front. It's hard to see on camera, but just trust me, real life. And I'm gonna put a collar on it and button band and all of that good stuff. So I am, probably about a third done. So that is what I am working on. I am working that up with a 5mm hook. There we go. So there's that. And a procurement I made. So there is a yarn dyer that is super duper local to me, and I acquired this lovely bot of yarn. So as you can see, it's still in its beautiful original packaging. And again, this is the company, Yarn Inc. They have a only online store, which I love, and I got this for it, so from them. So I'm excited to work this up, but I'm still working on my other one, so that's that. Okay, that is all I have to share with you regarding crochet stuff this time. I'll explain to you about the shirt I'm wearing. So I made this earlier in the year, I believe. It is sock yarn. It is from, I want to say Rico Yarns. I can't remember now off the top of my head as usual, but it is 4 different neon sock colors. So it's kind of hard to see, but it does have a fade from one set of colors to the next. And they all have roughly a similar ideology through them. Like they're all kind of those pretty muted colors, and it's like this. It is a raglan top because, as I often say, I am a one-trick pony, but I really like how it fits under the armpits and everything like that. And I just think that the yoke looks really fun, all of that stuff. So yes, it does. It looks haphazard, but it does in fact have a fade. I didn't do anything fancy on the cuffs or the neckline, anything like that. It's just I ended the row and then I was done. But I really like this shirt. It washes up really well. I don't find it super duper itchy. It can be if I haven't worn it for a while and I'm not used to it, or if I've got really dry skin, it seems to irritate it a tiny bit. But I mean, I don't really have clothing sensory issues, lucky me, so it doesn't bother me. Okay, so many moons ago, I did ask if you all would be interested in any pattern recommendations, and I did get a resounding yes for that. So I've decided this episode we're going to incorporate some of that. So I have found some last minute Christmas crochet things for you to partake in. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, you don't have to use the traditional Christmas colors, or you can just do whatever you want, or you can ignore this completely, and that's all fine by me. But just rounding that all up for everybody, I do have notes off to the side here, so I will be looking, and hopefully I'll be able to get some pictures up here for you for everything. So let's get at it. I've broken this up into 3 categories. So I have garlands, ornaments, and bows, which is kind of the standard thing thrown in there with a little bit of trendy stuff, which I'm not all about trendy, but I mean, I'm not everybody, so I like to give you guys what you might find interesting. So here we go. About garlands. Okay, so I have found the popcorn and cranberry garland tutorial, and it is super pretty. It is really like harkens back to the 50s. Like I really love that nostalgic feeling, but also like not having just food in the tree. So this is a great way that you can have that 50s feeling, that old school vibe, without having to prick your fingers with the popcorn, but also have it reusable. So it is super pretty. I really liked it. It's a beautiful tutorial. Highly recommend it. So go check that out. Okay, this is one that I would love to do one day. I don't know if I will ever get to it because I don't have solids anymore. And I mean, not that this particular one you have to have solids, but just you'll see where we're going with this. So there is the granny yarn chain is what it's called. So it's granny stripes in a strip like this, which you then sew together, and then you make a paper chain, but it's granny stripe style, which I was like, this is this is phenomenal. I could talk. So yeah, I thought that was really, really great. And you might be wondering, like, what am I going to do with my itty bitty yarn bits that I've been hanging on to? This would be a great project to get rid of like those smaller pieces. I mean, obviously you'd need something longer than this. This is best used for filling for amigurumi creatures, but you know what I mean? Like, that's when you get to the end of the ball and you're like, it's too much to just like toss, but not enough to make something. Perfect for those types of projects that you've had hanging on to. Moving on to ornaments, I know we didn't have a ton of garlands, but I mean, to me, like, a garland is a garland is a garland, so. But if you have any suggestions, put them in the comments below. Okay, we have quite a few ornaments, and this, okay, so not all of these were designed as ornaments. All of them could be used as ornaments, though, I will say. Or you could just make them for putting onto a present or as a little decoration, or make a couple gift exchange. Make another garland, because you just make yourself the long string and then you attach these little guys to them, make yourself a garland that way. But I categorize these under ornaments because I could see them very easily fitting in that category. First up is the crochet toadstool. And you're like, okay, like what on earth does the toadstool have to do with Christmas? Not a lot. But there are a few stories about Santa and it being representative of St. Nicholas with its red and white cap. It's very specific to that red and white cap mushroom. But there are people who are much more learned than myself who know about this, who would appreciate it, so I decided to include it. Or if you're going for like a forest theme, if you have a lot of animals in your tree or whatever, like something like that, this would be a really great addition to that kind of schematic for a tree. Next is, oh my gosh, I absolutely love these. They're called Vintage Vibe Christmas Ornaments. And I mean, they got me right away with the purple and the orange. I absolutely love that. That is totally what I go for, and I like them so much. I think these would even be really great because they're so textured. If you are more of a traditionalist, or if you have a monochrome scheme that you're going with, that you could crochet these in a flat plain color and they would still look phenomenal. So I highly recommend these. Very pretty. Again, lovely tutorial. These look great. I'm all over these. Okay, this is super cute. So this is a granny square tree that you make the square and then you fold it and it's a triangle and it's lovely. So again, this would be another great one for if you have like a little bit of something left over, you just pop a square in there, make it. The decoration example here has some bells and stuff on there. I even think you could go completely decoration free and still use them. Again, this one would be super cute on a gift as a decoration for the gift. Put it in the tree. You could do, like, honestly, sky's the limit. You could do multicolor yarn. You could do plain yarn. You could do, white. Like, it's, have at her. It would be so fun. They're so cute. And I really I love the nostalgia of the granny stripe, the granny square, all of that stuff. I'm having a hard time talking today, sorry. But yeah, I just thought these were so cute, and most people know how to create a granny square. Even if you're new to crochet, this one would be really easy, quick to wrap up, very satisfying to do. Oh my gosh, okay, so for our more adventurous and advanced crocheters, I found this. It's called an Easy Nordic, let me see, I have to get the name just right. Yes, Easy Nordic Snowflake. Not exactly sure how easy. I mean, easy is a relative term, am I right? Not as easy as the granny square, not the most difficult thing in the entire world, but still super lovely. Again, for that like lovely nostalgic vibe, or, if you wanted to make little coasters, they would be great for that. This I think would really lend itself to one of those beautiful like bunting type garlands across the fireplace. And the possibilities are endless, but it was super pretty. And yeah, I also like the stuff that's not necessarily like hearkening back to nostalgia, but that is in fact nostalgia, and this fits in perfectly with that. Super cute. Okay, talk about like actual retro. So I've included this cloche bell. This is 3D, so it is in fact rounded like that. It's not a flat project like most of the other guys have been, but it is 3D, and it is like quintessential, like old school Aunt Lydia's type yarn, like that little guy, just for that lovely like hit of old school. This, I think you could also, if you were feeling sporting, you could make these into little angels, I believe. So the bell part would be the skirt. You put the little ball, that's the top for the hair. Make some wings. I don't have a pattern for little wings, but again, like lots of possibilities. These are great jumping off points. Very cute, very old school. And this, again, colors are endless. You could do whatever you like with these, but super cute. Okay, next is the Dreamy Star motif. That's what it's called. I had to go and relook this one up because I was like, I can't remember if this is the one that I'm thinking of, but it is. So it's just Very, very easy little stars, very, very cute. Again, could be ornaments, could be a bunting, could be lots of things, decorations, all of that stuff. Super cute, works up really fast. These definitely you will have to block, because anytime you make a star, it's not gonna have like the nice, lovely pointy corners on them, which to me, that makes it a star more than a flower. Not that there's anything wrong with flowers. I love flowers. But if you want it to look like a star, you gotta block it. So that is one caveat I would say with this, but super cute. Again, you could go monochrome, you could go multicolored, you could go stripy yarn, you could go anything, anything. So, so cute, so cute. Excellent for gifts. Packs away small if space is an issue, but you still wanna have nice ornaments. Okay, and then I feel like the heart is classic, but not North American classic. It's like that Swedish classic, because they have those really cool hearts they make out of paper that you put a snack in, and you weave the papers together. Usually one side's red, one side's white. This is not exactly like that, but it's super, super pretty regardless, and I think that they're so cute, and just, it's nice. I mean, who says that Christmas tree has to be stars and light bulbs and all of that stuff? Really, you can do what you want. Alternately, if you're one of those people that has a holiday tree kind of all year round, this would be a great addition to Valentine's Day, but it's a beautiful symbol, a heart, right? The symbol of love. We gotta love that. Love, love. All right, let's finish up with our bows here. The first one is, I just loved it because it's so tiny and cute. And when I saw it, I was thinking this would be really cute as like little hair clips, or even if you attached it to an elastic, and because you just want like a little bow. You didn't need the crazy big one. Just get the little guy. Very, very cute. Very, very sweet. These I really saw going on to gifts as bows instead of a traditional ribbon bow. If you like to reuse things, you could do that. I mean, you could use it for a ribbon bow for present one year, Brett's another year, hang it up on something another year. Like, again, this is something I feel like you could continue to use it and adapt it as time goes on, and still it would feel really fresh and cute. But oh, it's so tiny and so sweet, and I just loved it. The next one is, the floral hair bow. I really liked this. I liked the embroidery on it. I think that's really what sold me on it. And this one is your, I would say, traditional hair bow. Again, this is one that if you wanted something a little bigger, a little fancier, I think would look great on a present with a really plain paper or something, or a bag, something like that. It would just add some pizzazz to that. Alternately, you could go with exactly what it's telling you to be. As a hair bow, it would be beautiful as a clip to just cascade down your hair for Christmas Eve service, something like that, hanging out on Christmas Day. Or you could put a whole bunch into your tree. The thing that would slow this project down is the embroidery, because the embroidery does take some time, but I do think it would be worth it because they're quite lovely. And the third one for bows is the bow scarf pattern. I thought this one was just so fun, and it takes a little bit of a different spin on the bow theme that's very popular this year. So it's very cute. It looks like it would keep you warm. Again, this one would take a little longer, so you're probably only gonna make one. But if you need a last minute gift, this one, it looks like it would wrap up pretty quickly. You could get all the stuff done that you wanted to, and that it would be great. So there's that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you get some inspiration from the patterns that I have suggested today. And if you have others that you're just desperate for the rest of us to try, which, come on, we're all desperate to try these things, so please share. Put them in the comments below so that we can all see them. And if you guys have anything else you would like to add that's not affiliated with that, that's great too. I'm happy to hear from all of you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.